And now I want to go to the other side. One of Mitt Romney's strongest advocates and always outspoken voice in the Republican Party. Donald Trump joins me on the phone. Donald, how are you?
Hello, Piers.
Your man's in a lot of trouble, isn't he? He's dug himself a monumental hole.
No, I don't think so at all. I think people like to say that. I don't think so at all. It's a debate that has to be had. I guess he brought it out into the open, but I don't think so at all, and I don't think he should be apologizing for anything. And they should just continue onward. The polls are showing very close. It's going to be a tight race no matter how you look at it. But it's a point of view, and it's probably something that they have to have out at some point.
Are the media making too much of this, do you think?
Yes, absolutely. They make a big deal out of it. And frankly, he's been saying similar things on the campaign stump. He's been going out and he's been discussing this. This is something that has to be discussed. And as you know, there are tremendous numbers of people, whether it's 47% or close to 50%, that don't pay taxes and don't pay income taxes and probably lots of other taxes. So this is really a discussion and a debate, and it has to go forward. And let's see how it ends up.
I mean, one of the problems, it seems to me, is if you actually analyse the 47% who supposedly don't pay tax in the way that he put it, many of them reside in states that are supportive to Mitt Romney. So it's a real shoot-yourself-in-the-foot moment, isn't it?
I don't think so. I think it's really something and a point that is going to be discussed over the next 50 days. And there are two sides to it. And it's come out, and a lot of people wanted it to come out because they really feel that it's a very, very vital thing. It has to be discussed.
You've always been somebody who calls a spade, and I'm sure that you've been talking to Mitt Romney. He's clearly having a rocky time in this campaign. Everyone can see that. What advice do you give him to get things back on track? Do you want to see him go harder at Barack Obama?
Well, I have to think that it's been, a pretty rough period because everything he says, they attack him, and I think he's going to have to get very tough, and frankly, he's got to fight fire with fire. I mean, they're blaming him for Egypt, okay? This is the beauty. They blamed him the other day for Egypt. Now, Egypt's blowing up with a horrible foreign policy that we had, and they actually put the blame on Mitt Romney. And I said, what did he have to do with Egypt? So it really is, it's a nasty campaign, and honestly, Mitt is going to have to be both very smart, which he is, and very nasty, which frankly he's not. And he's got to get that way because they are coming at him with all barrels loaded, and he's going to have to get that way and very quickly, in my opinion. When I see what happened with, as an example, the memo or the statement that he made having to do with Libya and having to do with other things, having to do with Egypt, and he's getting blamed for all of this, it's incredible. He has nothing to do with it.
Part of his problem, Donald, it seems, is that he seems to have this inability to talk in a way that people find relatable to the common man and woman in America. The reason I think it's very appropriate for you to get into this is that you're a very rich guy, much richer than Mitt Romney, but you've never had an inability to communicate to the poorest guy on the street. I've walked around the streets of New York with you, and they all relate to you in a much more comfortable way than they seem to Mitt Romney. How can he work on that? How can he improve the way that he relates to people?
As you know better than anywhere, and I just want to congratulate you because I'm just hearing great things about your show and how well you're doing, and I'm very proud of you because of your success on The Apprentice, okay? Every time I watch, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
But I have to say, Piers, that you're born a certain way. He's a gentleman. He's a very smart guy. I think he can be a very tough guy. And I think he's somebody that will make a great president. That doesn't mean he's going to be a great campaigner, but he will be a great president. They're very, very different abilities. And I really think ultimately people will see through all of this. But he's being blamed for things that he has nothing to do with. And he frankly, the statement that he made, the recent statement that's causing all this fuss, it's being built up by the media, built up by the Obama folks. And I don't blame them for doing it. I blame the media, but I don't blame the Obama folks if they can get away with it for doing exactly what they're doing. But I really think that Mitt can handle pressure well. That was proven to me during the debates, if you remember, in Florida. He went into Florida having to win the debates, having to win Florida. He was in trouble. He won both debates easily. and he did a fantastic job. I actually told him it was the best political week of his life. He did a fantastic job. He won Florida, and then he took it from there. He's very good under pressure. I think that the debates, and especially the first debate, will be vital to both sides. You know, don't forget, you're talking about Mitt. The fact is, most of the polls have him just about even right now, and in some cases they have Mitt up, and in some cases they have the president up. But it's a very, very close race, and I have a feeling he's going to react very well under pressure, as he did in Florida, Piers.
Have you spoken to him since this whole secret video story blew up?
I have.
And how was he?
I think he's fine. And it's a debate that is going to be had, and it's a debate that should be had. And people are going to be talking about it, and I think that's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Do you still believe fundamentally that Mitt Romney can win this election, Donald?
Well, absolutely. Look at the polls. I mean, they're showing even. He's up in North Carolina. He's about even or maybe even winning in Florida. He's slightly down in Ohio. Absolutely, I think he can, and I think the other side believes he can. And frankly, a lot's going to happen over the next 50 days. Don't forget, he saved his money, and they're going to do a massive campaign, whereas President Obama has spent much of his money already. But they've been very, I think, wisely. Now, time will tell. I'll tell you in about 51 days. But they've been, I think, very wisely saving their money, and now you're going to have a blitz. Let's see how that works. Let's see how it comes out. But they have a tremendous amount of money, which they haven't spent. The other side has spent a lot of its money.
Do you think that it's fair that super PACs can spend tens of millions of dollars, and therefore the one with the most money can, if they're smart, effectively buy an election?
Well, number one, I don't think you can buy the election, but it doesn't matter what I think. The Supreme Court said it was fine. So you have people on the Supreme Court. They voted in favor of that. So, you know, it's irrelevant what I think, but the court certainly said it was fine.
But from your conversation with Mitt Romney, he's a bit battered but not beaten.
Oh, no, just the opposite. I think he's really ready now to start going, and I think you're going to see somebody. Remember what I said. Some people, and I've known many, many people, by the way, you happen to be one of them. You reacted very well under pressure, and I got to know you very much under pressure. Some people react very well under pressure. Most people don't. Mitt Romney reacted very, very well under pressure, and that was during, in particular, Florida. He had to win that state. Otherwise, it was over. Not only did he win the debates, and Newt is very tough and very good as a debater, and he won the debates, and he won Florida. That was under great stress, under great pressure. So let's see how he does. I think you'll be very surprised.
Donald Trump, as always, thank you for joining me.
All right, thank you very much, Piers.